Open the Status and Transaction Type spreadsheet. You complete the spreadsheet and we load it into the 4SightBI system. This spreadsheet maps your system-specific data to the 4SightBI database. The spreadsheet is used by the loading process to determine how all the transactions and statuses are handled, and it will also validate these values against the information that you are sending. If you send a status code that does not match one of the values on the spreadsheet, 4SightBI will generate an error and send that information back in a log. First, we will look at the statuses. Click on the Policy Status tab. You can send policy status and policy substatus codes. For example, if you are sending a canceled midterm record and the code from your system is 06, you would select the 4SightBI status drop-down list equivalent to what 06 is in your system from column A. Then add the 06 in column B. Then tell 4SightBI exactly what 06 code does in column C. The policy substatus code and the policy substatus in columns D and E may be blank. Move to the Claim Status tab. Here we have the same process for claim status. You can send through a claim status code and a claim substatus code. Notice when clicking on the spreadsheet, hints appear. You tell us whether the claim is open, closed, or no claim, and then you can break it down into different statuses. If you want to have a status of litigation, you can have a claim substatus code of LIT or whatever code you want to use. Move to the Claim Transaction Status tab. You can identify what your statuses are, as in pending, approved, final, or void. You may have something like PEN instead of pending. In the Include in Summary column, you tell 4SightBI how to handle it. Does it get wrapped up from the transaction into the summary? Does it get counted in reserves? Does it get counted in paids? If it is an N, then no, it does not get counted. If it is a Y, then yes, it does get counted. In this example, pending, approved, and voids do not get counted, and final is counted. Move to the Claim Transaction Type tab. Column A displays the transaction codes, and column D displays the transaction subcodes that you would send through with claim transactions. The end user will see the names in column B. So if your system sends a lost payment through as pay, P-A-Y, that's fine. You can name the transaction code whatever you want in column A, as long as the values in column B match another value in column B. The end user will see it as the value in column B. In column G, line 2, we see an example under lost payment of how 4SightBI is initially set up and how we can increase or decrease the values calculated by 4SightBI. Currently, the plus sign in column G of line 2 tells 4SightBI to increase the lost paid calculation for lost payments. If you want your lost paid amount to be reduced by the subrogation payments received, you would simply add a minus sign in the lost paid column for that row. You can have a transaction act on as many fields as you want in whatever ways you desire. We recognize that customers may be tracking different things in different ways. We have what are called user-defined summary values. You can add up to 50 of these defined summaries. As an example, we can scroll over to column U and change the name to Medical Reserve. Then whatever transactions are related to this new category can be added to the reporting by putting in a plus sign. Move to the Policy Transaction tab, which is very similar to the Claim Transaction tab. We try to minimize the amount of translating to reduce potential errors. The more you must change the data, the more potential there is for an error. However, in the Policy Transaction tab, we need a little bit more detail. We need to tell the system what's going on with the policy because we are often doing counts. For example, we want to know the count of new business policies. To do this, we need to know when a transaction is new business versus renewals. Therefore, in column A, 4SightBI transactions, we must select what type of 4SightBI transaction is so 4SightBI can handle it properly. Then in columns B through G, you put in your own source transaction code, name, description, transaction subcode, subcode name, and subcode description. And then in columns H through U, you can add the pluses and minuses as shown in the Claim Transaction tab. There is an important additional element on the Policy Transaction Type tab where you can define or change the specific makeup of earned premium. We put an E in the appropriate line and related columns to identify which of the transactions are to be included in earned premium. As an example, note the gross written premium is only earning the new and renewal business, not the endorsements, cancellations, reinstatements, etc. Columns V through BS are available for user-defined summary values. If you want to include your policy fees as earned policy fees, you can rename user-defined summary 1 to earn policy fees. Then scroll down to the policy fee subcode and put an E in under earn policy fees, and 4SightBI will earn policy fees as they come in based on the term of the policy, when the fee was added, and when the transaction was effected until it's fully earned out. However, if you send it through 100% earned, it would show the policy fee fully earned. You can add up to 50 additional user-defined summaries. For example, if you wanted to track individual municipal taxes for a municipal data call, you could do so.